Welcome to Ask the Lawyer radio podcast with attorney Brian Figueroa of the law firm Figueroa and Associates. This podcast features a recording of our most recent radio show aired weekly in New York City. We hope you enjoy the show, which features news, views, and interviews on matters such as immigration, personal injury, bankruptcy, divorce, family law, estate planning, wills and probate, deed transfers, civil rights, criminal defense, workers' compensation, and taxes, both individual and business. You can contact us at 855-768-8845 or visit us at www.askthelawyer.us. You have questions? We've got the answers.
Today, we explore a story not just about the past, but about justice, legacy, and accountability in our modern world. This is Harvard's enduring legacy of racism. In 1850, on a plantation in South Carolina, an enslaved man named Renty Taylor and his daughter Delia were forced to stand naked before a camera, not for art, not for family, not for memory, but for science, or rather, for pseudoscience. Their photographs were commissioned by Harvard professor Louis Agassiz, a famed naturalist who aggressively promoted the theory of polygenism, the false and racist idea that different races came from different origins and were therefore inherently unequal. The goal was sinister: to use these images to prove the so-called inferiority of Black people. These daguerreotypes, the earliest form of photography, became artifacts of exploitation, scientific racism masquerading as research. They were stripped of dignity, of consent, of humanity. But this wasn't a rogue academic experiment. It was deeply intertwined with the legacy of Harvard University, one of the most prestigious institutions in the world. By supporting and elevating Agassiz, Harvard lent its authority to ideas that justified slavery and racial segregation. And the complicity doesn't stop there. According to the 2022 report of the Presidential Committee on Harvard and the Legacy of Slavery, Harvard faculty and staff enslaved more than 70 Black and Indigenous people. Early university presidents and even the first schoolmaster were slaveholders. These individuals helped run the university, maintain its facilities, and care for its students, all while in bondage. Harvard also benefited financially. Over 1/3 of private donations in the 1800s came from men who profited directly from the slave trade and slave-produced goods like cotton and sugar. The university's prosperity was not separate from slavery. It was built with it. And even after emancipation, the stain continued. From eugenics taught at its medical school to housing policies that excluded Black students, Harvard institutionalized racism not only through ideas but through practice. In the early 20th century, under President A. Lawrence Lowell, Black students were banned from freshman dormitories, a move made to placate white Southern students. Which brings us back to Renty and Delia. For over a century, their photographs were held by Harvard's Peabody Museum. That changed because of the efforts of Tamara Lanier, a descendant of Renty, who filed a lawsuit demanding that Harvard return the images to her family. After years of public pressure and legal maneuvering, Harvard finally agreed in May 2025 to relinquish the photos. They will be transferred to the International African American Museum in Charleston, South Carolina. This victory is not just about photographs. It is about the right to dignity. It is about the right to memory. And it is about holding powerful institutions accountable. Harvard's willingness to release the images is progress, but it's not the end. What about reparative justice? What about full transparency? What about financial redress to descendants of enslaved people who built and served the university? What about real inclusion and access today? These are legal and moral questions, and they remind us of something very important: that racism is not just a relic of the past. It is systemic, institutional, and ongoing. The law is not just a tool to enforce order, it's a tool to fight injustice. If you or someone you love is dealing with the consequences of systemic discrimination, wrongful acts by institutions, or simply seeking justice, you don't have to face it alone. Call the law firm of Figaro and Associates today at 855-768-8845 or visit askthelawyer.us. Your voice matters. Your rights matter. And your fight is our fight. This has been Ask the Lawyer. Until next time, stay informed, stay empowered, and never stop seeking justice.
Do you have a legal issue, question, or concern? Turn to Ask the Lawyer. You have questions? We've got answers. For a consultation or to refer a client, visit www.askthelawyer.us. Again, www.askthelawyer.us. You can also register for our paralegal program, get legal news, business consults, or other information on educational issues. Yes, Ask the Lawyer. You have questions? We've got answers. For a consultation or to refer a client, visit www